If you are not using this strategy that I'm going to teach you today to improve your energy, your physical, mental health, your relationships, business, anything you desire, you are missing a key factor that you'll want to adopt today. If you're missing this one piece to your health regimen, you are not getting optimal results. I can guarantee it. Science proves it, God's word commands it, and your brain rewires by using this simple habit. My pregnancies, my births, my health, my business, everything changed because of it, and it will for you also if you follow what I'm going to teach you in this episode. Stay with me because lots of goodness is coming your way. Welcome to Health, Healing, and Holiness. I'm your host, Kristen Owens, daughter of the King, mom of 3, and 3 decades in the health industry. I've learned not only the importance of building healthy foundations with simplicity, but also making heavenly principles the ultimate foundation for success. Let me guess, you're a goal-getter, ambitious, driven, and your health has suffered, and your relationship with Christ, well, it almost feels non-existent. Let's not talk about skipping meals, drive-through runs, and caffeine to get you going. No need to worry, sister. I have the solutions for you. It's time to prioritize health and holiness as your success strategy. It's all about healthy, simple foundations that can change everything. I mean everything. Ditch difficult, embrace ease with a dash of Godspiration. Grab your hot bevy, hit play, and let the good vibes and Holy Spirit wisdom flow. Let's dive in. Hello, sister. I know that you are here with me today because you are looking to improve your health. You want more energy, you want consistent energy throughout the day, and you want to stop the crashing or the flagging at the end of the day. You want to balance your hormones, and you want to actually age well, maybe even age backwards. And when we're looking to accomplish these things, we most often focus on what we're doing physically. Are we eating well? Are we exercising? Are we sleeping? All the things. You know all the things because you've probably tried them. And for some of you, maybe you haven't tried all the things yet. And I'm going to save you from doing that. So now, there are 2 areas that you need to make a priority when it comes to improving your health. Do you know what they are? Well, if you don't, I'm going to share them with you now. Number 1 is seeking the kingdom and the kingdom's ways first. So doing things God's way, because His way and His yoke is light. Doing it any other way will create additional stress. And I know that you don't want additional stress. Neither do I. So that's number 1. Number 2 is renewing your mind. And part of renewing your mind is aligning your declarations or your proclamations, what you speak, your words, with the word or the truth of what God's word says. Kingdom ways first. So that's always the first. And I will tell you that when you adopt this, and remembering that God has grace for you when you fall and you go back to what you were doing before, but today we are going to focus on where you need to go to get results in your life. Declarations are a powerful way to shift the atmosphere. The atmosphere in your home, the atmosphere around your goals, the atmosphere in your workplace, the atmosphere in your business. It starts with your declarations. We need to be speaking out what it is we are seeking. Speak what you seek. Science has proven that your words create things. When you mix that, your words, with faith, the supernatural comes alive. Your words need to be part of every single strategy. We see in Joel, he said, "Let the weak say, I am strong. He said, let the weak say. If you're feeling weak, you need to say, I am strong. You don't want to start speaking out what you're feeling. Maybe if you're going to tell somebody, but we're not going to meditate on that. We're not going to keep saying it over and over. You are going to say what you are seeking. We most often say what we feel or see, and that is what's going to keep you stuck. I promise you that. Say what you are believing for. Now, I want you to know that I have an amazing PDF that I created called Seek What You Speak, and I'll link it below for you to grab, because these are generic declarations, but it doesn't matter how generic they are. They are used by so many women in my community to help them get started on moving in the right direction. From there, you can add your own. And if you need additional help and you need to work on this area, I'm here to support you in that. So you can always DM me, or you can email me, which is down below in the show notes. So let's keep going. God formed the universe with his words. So in Matthew, we see it says, say to this mountain. If you're not saying, you are missing a huge piece of your plan. Romans says to call those things that do not exist as though they already do. You're saying it before it actually happens. You get the picture here? When it comes to your brain, you will believe what you say. So start speaking life into your situations, into your health, into your relationships, into your life and the way that you want your life to be moving towards. So the question that I often get is, how do I implement this? So if you're tired, you're going to say the opposite of what you feel, because most of us tend to say what we feel, and it might be hard for you to say the opposite because you so badly want to say how you feel. But if you keep saying what you feel, which is likely not what you want, you're going to keep getting exactly how you feel. Okay, we've got to start to reprogram. This is what neuroscience is all about. So I have energy for the things I need to do daily. My metabolism is working optimally. My cells regenerate into healthy new cells every day. I'm aging backwards. Now, you heard those 4 statements that I just stated and I just spoke out. Those are actually what I speak every single day. Every single day. And I will tell you that those things actually are happening in my life. People tell me I look like I'm aging backwards. People tell me, or I feel like I have energy. And now, do I implement magnesium and my adaptogens and making sure I have my protein and all of that? Of course I do. However, we want to make sure that we're not causing ourselves to block us from moving forward, because now we're nullifying with the words we speak. So what happens is your brain starts to align with your words, and you'll begin to make decisions based on what you're saying, not on what's happening. And you actually believe what you're saying. So if you keep saying the thing that you don't want over and over, you're just telling your brain that that's what you want. You have to tell your brain what it is that you want. So then it goes and looks for validation that it's happening. Isn't that cool? You have to be diligent and decide to be non-negotiable about it. Diligent, and it's a non-negotiable. When you set the intention that I'm going to watch my words, things change. If you don't set the intention, things stay the same. It's easy to do, but it's also easy not to do. But you get to decide if how you want to feel is worth the bit of time it takes for you to make it a priority. I've seen tremendous things happen by making this a habit in every area of my life. I've seen it happen in the women that are in my community. If I forget or if you forget because your brain may view this as unsafe, right? So when you forget to do this, it's just because your neural pathways in your brain haven't created it as a new safe pathway. What you do is you dust yourself off and you get back at it and you recommit to yourself and God that you can do this. It just takes falling down and getting back up, falling down and getting back up. It will change, but you've got to be non-negotiable about it. You've got to be diligent and make it a commitment. So in my coaching with women who have full days, they're on the go, many times burning the candle at both ends, they're growing businesses, they want to prioritize their health, they want more energy, they want to avoid those crashes in the afternoon, the moodiness, the hormones out of whack. They want to feel great. What we do is we implement first their beliefs around what they are looking to improve. What do they believe about health? If you've listened to this podcast for any length of time, you know that we've talked about this before. It is imperative. If you've been experiencing the same things over and over, you likely have a belief around weight loss or a belief around energy or time or your business. You have a belief because if you see a pattern happening over and over, we need to look at, what is our belief that's causing us to make the decisions and stay where we are? We want to reframe it into a God truth and then creating truth statements, which is declarations. So in my free PDF, I've created that for you to start, and then you can add on to that. And if you need further help, that's why I'm here. This has been proven in science to actually rewire your brain patterns and have you doing something completely different than when you commit. So if this is speaking to you and you want to feel like prioritizing your health is simple, letting go of belief, it's hard work, letting go of the belief that it's hard work, it doesn't work, nothing works, I'm always tired, it's age, that's why I feel this way, I'm getting older, etc., 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 then get in touch with me because this can be changed. Or grab my declaration sheet below. It can change. But if you have found yourself simply saying the same thing over and over, how something's not working or something's not, we've got to change what you're speaking. We've got to change what you're believing. It changes when you change. So every time you say yes to what God has for you, and yes for what you desire for yourself, and yes to the things that you want to implement in your life that maybe are not happening, instead of believing that that's just the way that it is, I encourage you to start to do things differently, and it will change. I promise it will. So I thank you for being here on this call, and I encourage you and I invite you to take the action step of downloading that PDF and start speaking those things out that resonate with you, and start writing down the new declarations of the things that you are going to do and commit to. And I want to hear from you. I want to hear how this is going. So definitely leave me a comment how this has helped you today. Be sure to share this with somebody else that could use this help. And stay with me because we are back next week for another episode. Have an amazing, glorious day. If this podcast inspired, encouraged, or blessed you in any way, the number one way you can help me is share with a friend or fellow entrepreneur. Number 2, leave me a review over on Apple Podcasts. And number 3, take a screenshot of this episode and share on your social channels. And make sure you tag me at Kristen Owens Wellness so I can share on mine. And we can help more people together. Thank you so much for listening. See you next time.